Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. In the last episode, I chose a pretty middle of the road option as my objective, and I'm on pretty equal track for either one of these outcomes. The more I think about it, the more I think that I would prefer to cooperate with the aspirations, but I still don't necessarily feel like I have enough information. And if I had gone all in with chaos in the previous chapter, I think I would have gotten more information that might have solidified my choice. But without that nugget of information that I'm sure might have made me prefer chaos, I still don't trust them enough. And I think I'm going to go with bliss, power, and truth. But as you know, as you've probably noticed, um, my my opinions on these things tend to change midway through an episode. So let's see how whatever plays out in this chapter influences my thoughts. Oh my god, the outcomes are scattered all over the dang place. Break out the news, hear the other aspirations, listen to chaos. Yana's warning. Something wakes me up in the middle of the night. Ooh. Okay. There's a buzz at my side. I pull myself out of bed and can take a quick look at the time. 4 a.m. I grab my phone. Yana, I need to see you. Now. My heart skips a beat as I text them back. The beach, 20 minutes. Ooh, shooting stars. Very nice. Outside, the air is slightly chilly. Apart from the waves crashing onto the sand, the island is quiet.
Listen, I don't have long.
Good morning to you, too.
What happened at the ruins? It's causing a stir. A big one.
MK's going to strike back? If so, we're ready.
No, Polly, you don't understand. They're out for blood. For real.
Do they know about our connection?
I don't think so. I managed to delete our last conversation, and they don't have any reason to suspect me.
Oh, good. They deleted the conversation. That could have been a big sticking point. They come closer. I wish I could reach out and touch them. My thought at the moment is that. Okay, when there's an actual decision pertaining to getting closer to Yana, I will explain my thoughts in the matter. Let's just play out the cutscene for now. I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry.
MK wasn't always like this. They're a huge corp, but they had systems in place to protect civilians.
What's changed then? Because look around. Look at what's happening. People have good reason to hate them.
A few years ago, they started pouring a ton of money and energy into the Oxian ruins. Like they were steering the ship in a new direction. And MK's a big ship. You can't turn it around in one night.
I realize I've never seen Yana this uncertain, but they're maintaining their composure, even if their job may be in jeopardy in the future.
They call it Project Loom.
Loom. Somewhere out there, our marketing interns just gotten their wings.
Okay, not the reaction I was expecting. Did you know about this?
I might have had an inkling.
I don't know what Loom stands for. Am I supposed to know what Loom stands for? I mean, I'm sure Polly had an inkling about what the project is, because we talked about it with Ursula in the last episode. But we have not heard that word, Loom, before.
Don't ask. Seriously.
Well, whatever you did down there in the temple, it's messed with their plans.
Was Ursula central to them somehow? They grabbed my hand.
I needed to warn you now because I can't be seen here. I can't see you. Not for now. I need to lie low for a while. But I'll try to do as much as I can to help you all from where I am.
Thank you, Yana. It means a lot.
They flash me a smile and immediately turn and walk away. I stand there alone for a solid minute. Project Loom. Yana. Whatever happened to Ursula? I need advice. I need... Reverie. All the aspirations are here, gathered around the heart. Glances, smiles, awkward looks. The tension is thick.
My mother was right. Glory and MK are working together.
A murmur ripples around the group.
I don't have all the details, but it can't be a coincidence. Whatever's happening to my island is because of Glory.
Has anyone got a camel handy? I just found this lovely straw.
She must be found and listened to before we do anything that cannot be undone. We have no idea what is happening in her sanctuary.
She may be a prisoner, or she could be manipulating people from beyond Reverie.
Sounds like someone needs to break into that little sanctuary of hers.
Don't be stupid. That's impossible.
I raise my arms, requesting silence. It's time for me to make a decision and choose a path. Okay, that's all still blocked off. They seem to have a good idea of what's going on. Here are the other aspirations. I know it's going to give me a chaos crystal either way, but I'm listening to what the others have to say. And this doesn't seem to have any impact further down the line, this node, besides what me as the player knows. So, I'm just going to listen to them, not chaos. I have to be careful here. I'd better listen to what the other aspirations have to say. I turn to Power with a smile.
Power, I want to hear your plan. If you have one.
I always have one. We need to face our enemy and protect Glory. Hurting her would be a grave mistake.
Around the heart, heads nod. Power's thoughts are shared by many of the aspirations.
Bliss?
Ooh, I don't know. Honestly, Glory has made some pretty terrible decisions in the past. She's the whole reason we're in this mess. Can we help her? I mean, really? What if it all goes wrong and you get hurt? You're our best chance of finding a way out of this in ages.
There's another wave of nods, except from Chaos and Truth.
Something on your mind?
I do not believe Glory is responsible. Perhaps she was, at first. But there is almost a parasitic relationship between her and Monoconzern. There is a barrier around her sanctuary that would stop even the Oracle from entering. She is unable to think clearly or act properly. Sometimes, to save someone, you must go against their will.
I notice Bond walking away from the group. This discussion displeases him, I can tell. I can feel it, even.
No, we can't. We can't hurt Glory.
There are ways to sever the link between Glory and this company. That is how we will solve the situation.
Someone slow claps. It's Chaos. They're standing, walking around us, eyes wide open.
Hark at you lot. So scared. Not a single one of you wants to bang the drums of war, do you? Whatever's coming, it's coming in hot and fast. All this prattle solves nothing.
I need time to think this through.
Well, when you feel like actually doing something, do let me know.
Chaos vanishes. The Nexus feels suddenly unbalanced. The aspirations trade puzzled looks. This won't be solved here in Reverie.
I'll be back.
Okay, so that didn't really help me with my decision. Even from the three I'm trying to go with, Truth, Bliss, and Power, there is dissent. And who knows what Bond's thinking. With a touch of the necklace, I'm gone. The day's slowly getting started. A whole new world of problems and crises and fights. But I also have the feeling that the aspirations are with me. Not united, but working toward the same goal. There are many paths forward, now to choose one. Well, all I can do right now, break out the news. You're not expecting half of what's going to happen. Okay. Unavoidable chaos crystal. I step inside. The day is off to as normal a start as possible. Laszlo's brewing coffee and chatting with Jade. Nora's complaining about the early alarm call. Omar and Ursula are going over the notebook, rebinding its pages. Sorry we tore that up, Ursula. I wave to my mother, beckoning her over. She stands and walks away from Omar. Nobody seems to notice.
Is everything all right? You seem...
Yana came by. They say MK's out for blood. Their words.
And strong words they are.
She seems to be thinking hard. Our discussion changed a lot of things. There's still a distance between us, but also a new kind of relationship.
I think perhaps it's time. No more secrets. No more hiding. Are you comfortable sharing everything? Here. Now.
When she says everything, does she mean Reverie, the aspirations? We're gonna tell all these normies about that stuff? Okay. Well, at least we know that Nora might be clairvoyant as well, a prescient. So it might not be that surprising to her, but who knows? Comfortable. What a strange concept. The world might be coming to an end and we're discussing comfort. But I nod and she claps her hands, calling everyone over.
We have something we need to discuss today.
She's not lying. The next half hour is a deluge of new information for Jade, Nora, Laszlo, and Omar. The four of them stay silent, learning about aspirations, sanctuaries, hearts, and cycles. I'm still not entirely clear on what cycles are. Is that like the ages of the different aspirations? About another world. About what's coming for us.
I know that's a lot to take in. And I'm sorry I hid it all from some of you.
Looking at you, Nora, she's probably the only person in the room who didn't see this coming. What? Why? I thought she'd be the only one who would see it coming. Oh, because the other three know Ursula really well. That could be it. Ursula might have told them. Maybe. I don't know.
There's an emergency. One of the aspirations, Glory, is trapped. We need to save her. We don't have all the facts, but we think MK's been using her powers to look into the future. All possible futures. And to grow strong. Rich. They had all the power in the world. And they chose greed. Suffering. We need to move on them. The company and the aspiration are linked, one way or another.
With enough energy, enough egregor, we can blast our way into Glory's sanctuary, for want of a better term. I will admit the prescients may be affected by this release of energy.
Needless to say, it will be a very delicate operation, and it will require organization.
For a moment, no one says anything. Then Jade stands. Slowly, her hands trembling, she starts to speak.
Whatever's going on in your head, whatever happened in the ruins, I don't believe a word of this. Let's imagine the last hour wasn't everyone losing their collective mind. Let's say you're right, and everything you've told us is true. What exactly are we going to do?
It takes Ursula a second to find the right words.
From what I've gathered, the prescients collect and attract a certain type of energy. We want to change where the energy is directed. It might be difficult since they've been trained to do it a certain way, again and again.
What do you mean, difficult? Will it hurt them?
Potentially.
So, you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, huh? Sacrifice the few for the many, blah blah blah.
Her cold anger is slowly transforming into something else.
No, we're going to act. All of us, together.
We need everybody's help.
Jade takes a few steps, then heaves a loud sigh.
My investigation is ready to go live. If we push it out today, we could change the way this island sees MK.
That would undoubtedly make a difference. But will it be enough? It's still playing by their rules. I've done that many, many times. It's time for something different. Something riskier and...
She stops.
I'm sorry. My intention wasn't to make you uncomfortable. I
need a minute.
She steps out. Everybody's watching. I avoid my mother's eyes. That was tough. I'm glad my mother was able to see how she sounded. But something's bothering me. I still don't know where I'm going with all this, and it feels wrong. Okay, now everything's opened up. Okay. We have outcomes here. Ursula's right. Her plan might be harsher, but it will work. Or Jade is right. Jade's plan is ethical, but less efficient. Okay. Time to talk and one to act. Please listen to everyone or they'll be hurt and hate you and never buy you pizza anymore. Or everyone has a say. Okay, we'll lose a bliss crystal this way. So everyone has a say. Omar's prediction, Laszlo is torn, Nora is anxious, Jade wants to leave. Huh. Interesting. And what's up here? Agree with Omar or reason with Omar? This will have us gain 5 chaos crystals. Okay. And we still don't know what's up here. Okay. So, it starts out with everyone having an opinion. We can listen to everybody and lose a bond crystal that way. Or we could just listen to 2 people or 1 person and... potentially keep a bond crystal? Okay, well, first of all, I want to do this and see what those 2 unlockable nodes are. I give everyone a quick smile and suggest we take a break. Nora disappears to her room without giving me so much as a backward glance. Laszlo and Omar stay where they are. I guess they're buddies now. They're jazz buddies. I turn to my mother.
How are you feeling?
I've been grappling with this knowledge my entire life, you know. And today, for the first time, it felt good to have someone on my side. Not just knowing, but acting.
That's probably the nicest thing she'll ever say to me.
But I regret the way I spoke to Jade. She's done so much for this community, and I respect her work. It's just that...
She breaks off abruptly.
I don't want to influence you. I don't want to influence anybody.
I'll have a chat with them. Don't wander off, okay?
She smiles as I step away from her. Okay. Jade wants to fight fair, I understand that. Nora says, why would you hurt people? She sure doesn't want to. Truth says, Laszlo is trying to be as unbiased as he can. Omar knows a lot about history. He knows what's likely to happen. Okay, so I just need to listen to one, and then this will open up to me. I know for certain, if I want this route to be open to me, then I'm going to want to listen to Jade at the very least. Then I can possibly make my decision. Jade's plan is ethical but less efficient. Her plan might be harsher, but it will work. Meet Yana on the beach. Oh god, this is going to involve Yana. Okay, refuse to delay. Give Yana some time. And lose power crystals. We want to unite Alma and Atina. We want to free the Prescience. We want the end of MK. Nora wants Yana to be safe. Broadcast Jade's investigation and let Yana spread the word. Okay, and this way, reason with Omar or agree with Omar. Laszlo's dilemma. Admit Ursula's plan is scary. Dismiss Laszlo's doubts. Accept Laszlo's decision to go. Tell him to stay with Ursula. Huh. Alright. Let's listen to Jade's plan. Jade's all by herself outside. I give her a wave before heading over to join her.
It's a lot. Yeah?
I don't know, Polly. Reverie, aspirations, a guy called Bond. Yes, it's a lot.
It's funny that that's the thing that's the weirdest to her. Just a guy and his name.
Not as much as your mother's unhinged plan, though.
She's not furious, she's...
cold. Frozen, even. She's drained from all this, and now she has seen the crossroads ahead. I admire her loyalty to her own beliefs.
Power fades away as I get closer to Jade.
What you've done with your investigation is incredible. Seriously.
My awe is genuine. Nora talked about it so much that I went ahead and read the whole thing for myself.
But...
No buts. For real.
She looks at me for a moment.
Your mother's going to hurt people. People from the community. Friends. She's using MK's own tactics against them. That goes against everything I believe in. Everything. MK's been hurting people for their own gain. They've bribed every official on this island to keep it quiet. It has to end. And it won't if we have to become them to stop them.
I see her eyes moisten just a tad. I can feel Power's influence at work here, enveloping Jade in a distinctive aura.
If you back your mother's plan, I'm out. I can't do it, Polly. I just can't.
Power was right. This is a line Jade won't cross.
I understand. I do. Truly. This whole ordeal has been like turning a mirror on my own convictions. I have to pick a side.
You always have to pick a side, Polly. Always. And I've picked mine.
Okay. So. This allows us to do this and lose a bliss crystal, which isn't a problem for us. Okay. I also have to think about the long term, like the entire game here. Let's look at the heart screen for a second. I think it's going to matter which of these we fill up first. If I'm not going with Chaos and Bond on this, I'm gonna want to go with Truth. Because I don't have much power or bliss, and honestly, I don't like the way they go about things anyway. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to want more truth crystals. Alright, so first of all, I think I know pretty definitively that I want to listen to everybody. I don't really care about Bond in this situation. It doesn't even look like he has an outcome here for me. And I want to hear what everyone's reactions to this whole Reverie business is. So I'm just going to go down the line, do this, and ultimately, I think I'm going to go with Power. Jade. Power and Jade. And go for the truth outcome. rather objective, the truth objective. That's my thought right now. Nora is anxious. On my way to Nora's room, I spot her sitting on the diving board.
Hey. Ready to talk?
She looks up at me fearfully, like I'm an intruder in my own home.
Talk. That's what we're gonna do after all that. Talk.
I can't even imagine what she's thinking.
Her mind's blown. Well and truly blown. Can't exactly blame her, can you? If I found out there was another world beyond Brittle and Reverie, well, my mind would probably be blown too.
Out, Bliss. Give me a second with Nora.
Yeah. That was a proper coming-of-age scene back there. Even for me. I'm so tired, Nora. Not as much as Jade, maybe. But I am tired. I just want to crawl under a blanket and sleep forever.
But you can't.
No. I can't. Because the stakes are too high for that.
And it's all true.
Every single word. Reverie, the aspirations, Polly the Oracle.
And Ursula knew? All this time?
Looks like it.
So you lied to me. Both of you.
No. We couldn't just blurt it all out to anyone. It wasn't the right time.
And when would the right time have been? After Ursula killed herself? What if something happened to you at MKHQ?
Is that what her going to Reverie and being with Chaos would entail? Killing herself? Just dying? I hadn't realized that.
Nora, I didn't think about...
If that's the case, then I'm very much against Ursula's plan. Stop. Just stop.
You're right. Of course you are.
I know we've been apart for a while, but I'm still me. I wish you'd known. You could trust me.
I move to sit beside her as she scooches off the diving board and onto the lip of the pool. Nora really is the heart of the group, and I have not given her enough love, and I don't feel like I will have given her enough love by the time I'm done with this chapter. Because I'm going for truth, and the Bliss objective seems to be the Nora objective.
I'm sorry.
She lays her head on my shoulder.
I know. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We sit in silence for a while, legs dangling. The sunlight casts shadows across the room that shift as time rolls on.
Using the prescience is a mistake. I'm with Jade on that.
I smile. When she was younger, Nora was always something of a follower. It's good to see her stand her ground.
Because she's standing up for what's right, but also because I can feel something inside me. You know that MK job I told you about? That was connected to that feeling.
Prescience?
I don't know. I don't know what that would even feel like. I'm scared, Paul.
I pull her to my side. I'm realizing how similar we are and how incredibly different. But with our secrets shared, their weight is divided. They settle as lighter truths.
It's okay. I am too.
We sit there a while longer, watching the shadows shift. After a while, she nudges me. She needs some alone time. That's understandable. I pull myself out of my thoughts, leaving Nora to hers. Okay, I think that Laszlo and Omar are going to be more on Ursula's side. So I do kind of want to hear their thoughts. If they can perhaps convince me to go the other way. Laszlo is waiting for me.
Hey.
He beckons me over with a jerk of his head.
Quite the family meeting.
Not your average tete-a-tete, no. How's it all sitting with you?
Strangely. I'm not surprised, I don't think. appeased, maybe. Your mother and I have always been very truthful with each other. She has her life, and I have mine. This explains a lot.
The smile on his face is heavy and sad.
Still stings, though.
For the record, I'm sorry I couldn't say anything. I wanted to. You have no idea how much I wanted to.
Oh no, it's not your fault. It's foolish, really. Just a whole side to your mother I never knew. I was watching her face while you were laying everything out. There was a joy there. A sparkle in her eyes I haven't seen since, well, made me a little sad, is all. That I can't be part of it. That side of her.
Oh, Laszlo.
I move in for a hug and squeeze him hard around the waist. He squeezes back. When we break apart, he wipes his eyes on the back of his hands.
Now comes the hard part, of course. I can't help but think Jade has the right of it. Her investigation is the push this community needs. It'll open people's eyes, get things going.
He puts his hand on mine, swallowing it up. His eyes dart away from me.
But you're going to follow Ursula?
I've known your mother longer than I've known almost anyone. Every time I've seen her like this, with this much determination, she was right. Every single time. I can't say I understand everything that's going on. Dimensions, otherworldly beings, oracles. But I know MK has ground this island to dust. If Ursula says she knows how to fix that, well, I trust her. I love her.
He smiles again.
Look at me. I should be the one asking after you. All of this seems like a lot, Polly.
It is, but I'm getting the hang of it. It's all a bit mind-blowing. The whole shaping the fate of the world thing is daunting. But it's like trying to picture winning the lottery, you know? Impossible to actually comprehend. I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Trust in those around me and make the best choices I can.
I know you'll do us proud. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to have a chat with your mother. Make the best choice I can.
I let him walk away. He looks more determined now.
Split between love and his own morality.
True.
Not an envious position, but he bears it well. You are lucky to have someone like him, Harmony.
I never noticed they have an eye on their hand, too.
This kind are all too rare these days.
True again. Okay. So. Accept Laszlo's decision to go. Depending on how I act, Laszlo might leave, but is that a good thing? Yeah, he's gonna go with Ursula no matter what. Let's see what Omar thinks. Omar is busy with his notebook, writing as fast as humanly possible.
Did you get all of that?
Every single word. Amazing!
He pockets his pen and notebook, his eyes fixed on me.
It's all true, Polly. Everything the Oxyons believed in.
I've noticed.
It's like waking up and being told all of your imaginary friends are real. Her words, your stories, they're connected to so much Oxyon writing.
He takes a deep breath. I can see him curbing his own enthusiasm.
But all of that is for later. Right now, well, I guess you have a choice ahead of you. Oracle.
I don't feel much like an oracle. All I see are bits and pieces. Potential footpaths, not roads.
That's more than the rest of us. And it's going to be crucial for what's ahead. But more importantly, how are you?
Relieved. Keeping it all from everyone was rough.
But you had to. Of course you had to. And I'm happy you thought to include me as a confidant.
Omar, I know you're new around here, but you're a part of this. And I'm happy to have you here.
Is he blushing? Omar? Now? He smiles, composing himself.
So, I need to know where you're at.
I'm gonna say it again. Omar feels like a love interest. And if he was Polly's age, I would be like, why is it only gotta be Yana? Can I go for him too? But I don't think that's the case. I don't know where everything with Omar is gonna go eventually, but I don't think he's a love interest, so. I would be into it though, for the record.
Which way you're leaning with all this?
Yes. Mono concern. Aspirations. This glory. MK is a poison. Or the consequence of a poison. The unchecked capitalism that it embodies is a death knell. Exponential growth is a myth. Eventually someone will feel the strain. And it won't be the executives. They have to be stopped. They must be stopped. First it was Athena. Now they've set their sights on the world. I have every respect for Jade and her work. She's brilliant, in a way. But we can't play by their rules. We've tried, and it does not work. To change the system, we need to destroy it. Ursula's plan is the most direct path to that end.
But my mother's idea is risky. People could get hurt. People could die.
We're talking about a revolution, Polly. And all revolutions have a price. Sometimes it's paid in suffering.
This is a side of him I've never seen. Direct, aggressive almost. I feel Bond's warmth surrounding us.
He speaks his mind, and the truth.
You agree with him?
We stand on the cusp of a new era. Cohesion, connection, community. Sometimes the simplest methods are the best ones.
Bond's right, I know, but can I accept it? I wave goodbye to Omar and retreat to the kitchen. Okay, Bond, you're not about to be happy with me. Now you feel like they're even more divided than you thought, don't you? Nah, I feel like everyone's pretty much on the same page. Like, Omar is basically the only one who's really all in with Ursula. Laszlo agrees with Jade. He's just going with Ursula because he loves her. So, like, I love you, Omar, but I'm feeling even more righteous in my desire to go with Jade's plan. Time is running out. I've heard from everybody I needed to. Just as I'm about to complain about all the contrasting opinions, I hear Bond's voice behind me.
It looks like we agree, Harmony.
Two plans. Two completely opposing views.
Nothing good can come of this mess, Harmony. Nothing.
Jade's not staying if it's not on her terms, and I completely understand. Nora's made a difficult decision, and I completely understand. Laszlo and Omar want to follow Ursula, and I completely understand.
I've been chosen to make decisions. One way or another, in my world or yours.
If you take a side, this gathering of friends and family can only break further.
We can't afford to stand still. MK's getting ready to move against us, and Glory is trapped, or at the very least, under their influence.
So, what will you do?
I reply instantly. There's only one option I can see.
I'll pick a side.
She said I'll pick a side. I talked over her a little. Sorry, Polly. They're both inevitable, but I still can choose one. People like her make the best leaders, or finally, you won't regret this, I promise. Oh boy. I can still get bliss and truth crystals from this, but no, I'm going here. I'm going here. I've made my decision. Well, I hope everybody's ready.
I've made up my mind. And I think Jade's plan is the strongest. The strongest and also the safest. We can't count on Reverie to save our island. We should be the ones making a difference.
Ursula turns away without giving me another look. Jade comes a bit closer.
It feels good to be listened to. And understood. It feels soothing, even.
We both smile. In the background, I see Ursula leave the room. Nobody follows her. Oh boy. That felt like a big decision point, but I'm being strong in my convictions. Not long afterward, Jade, Nora, and I are in downtown Alma, finishing a quick lunch. I didn't know I'd miss Atina's legendary sandwiches. The familiar taste of the spicy sauces and the soft bread mixed with chickpea flour makes me smile. Ooh, that looks so good!
Wow. You devoured your kuru like it was your first meal in a week.
I was starving.
I noticed Jade hasn't touched her sandwich.
You okay, Jade?
Too stressed to eat. Haven't had an appetite for a while now.
I'm sorry if I was inconsiderate or anything.
It's fine. People react to stress differently. My investigation, all the time I've spent on it, it's weighing me down. But I feel like there's a way out now. Thanks to you.
She lowers her eyes. She's going to ask for a favor. Something serious.
I need your help. Again. Something big.
Go on.
Your friend, Yana. Nora's been telling me you two are close.
Yes.
I hadn't thought about it like that, but yes. Close.
If we get them on board, it could really help. I mean, my investigation's ready to go out, but Yana's support would spread it further, make it more credible.
I get it. It means we need to fill them in on everything, right?
It's up to you.
We don't want to force you to do it, if you don't want to.
She looks like she's about to deliver a long speech about wanting to be sure I'm okay with the plan. I place my hand on hers, stopping her.
Yana deserves to know. I can talk to them. It's a risk, but it's worth it. They did warn me about MK, after all. We can trust them.
For a moment, the three of us just smile at each other. Then Jade bites into her sandwich. A blob of melted cheese and sauce escapes the bread and falls onto the plate. It's hard not to laugh. Oh, that sandwich sounds so good. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to go here, give Yana some time. We want the end of MK, and let Yana spread the word. Alright. Yeah. Okay. I was just planning out my route a little bit there. We're going back to the beach now. The beach is deserted apart from Nora, Jade, and me. Far off in the distance, drones fly about over the inner workings of Atina. When I was younger, the place was bustling and alive. Something about our way of life has changed since then. Next to me, Nora and Jade are impatient. I can feel their agitation.
Yana's on their way.
Might be awkward with Jade.
Maybe. Step back a bit, maybe? Give me some time to talk to them. Alone.
Yes. A minute alone with Yana.
If you say so.
Jade walks away, but Nora stays close by. Once Jade is out of earshot, she grabs my arm.
Hey, Polly?
Yeah?
Do you think Ursula's ever gonna forgive us for this?
If we make it work, yes. She'll see why we picked this plan over hers.
Nora walks away without responding. She's still uncomfortable, still torn between Jade and Ursula. Then I see Yana walking down the cement stairs toward me. They notice Jade and Nora a few paces behind me. No surprise, no emotion. What a pro.
Look at them. Strong, like the roots of the earth.
Yes.
But perhaps not as strong as you, Harmony. Remember that.
Okay. So, with this path, the path that is not Chaos's path, still allowing me to involve Yana. makes me rethink what I was thinking about Yana. I was thinking that pursuing Yana as a romantic interest would be distinctly tied to the chaos side of things. A, because chaos seems very invested in everyone's romantic interests, and B, because Bond is also on that side, and he seemed very pro me and Yana being together. But it does seem like everyone is kind of on the pro Yana side. So if this route allows me to pursue Yana, I'm not totally against it. There are other reasons I think I have my second thoughts, but I won't get into them right now. Power leaves as Yana reaches me.
Can't keep away, eh?
It takes me a couple seconds to understand that they're teasing.
Huh?
I want to bury my head in the sand, but we're here for a reason.
You have brought company. Jade Galea. Enemy number 1 back at HQ.
Wanted posters plastering the walls? Reward for information? Stuff like that?
Worse, actually. How can I help?
Things are getting more complicated.
They are.
And I need to tell you the whole story.
As we walk along the beach side by side, I tell them what's happened to me over the last few days. Reverie and Brittle, the aspirations, Gloria and MK, our decision to go with Jade's plan. As usual, I keep the Augural out of the picture. Oh.
That's quite a story you've got there.
It's a lot to take in.
Yes and no. Remember Project Loom? No wonder you already knew.
They stop. The water's not far off. The waves roll up the sand, stopping right before they reach our feet.
Thanks to Jade's work, we think we can spark change from within MK. We wanted to warn you. And ask if you had anything we could use, without hurting you, obviously.
We're past that stage, Polly.
They sigh and bend down to scoop up a shell that's washed ashore.
When I started job hunting, it was MK or nothing. When they hired me, I told myself I was different. That I could change the system from within. Like a mole acting on behalf of common decency. I don't know. Turns out that kind of youthful optimism is built in. The system doesn't just resist it, it expects it. Needs it. That's how they attract the talent. I'll make a difference. I'm not like them. Before you know it, you're trying to rationalize cutting off water to an entire neighborhood.
They heft the shell far out across the water.
The plan's a solid one. But it's only a first step. MK owns everything. Take them away and what's left? Chaos.
Oh no. Before I can respond, they beckon to Jade and Nora. The two girls walk across the sand towards us. Behind us, the waves are getting higher. Their crashing almost drowns us out.
Hey.
Hey.
They shake hands rather formally.
This isn't against some anarchist code? Breaking bread with an MK automaton?
I know the difference between a person and their job.
Nice to meet you, Jade. I'm not the only one with doubts about what MK's doing right now. I can check a few things and try to figure out the connection between MK and...
Glory.
Between MK and Glory. But I need time.
Jade almost jumps forward.
We don't have time. The longer we wait, the stronger MK will hit back.
If you want my help, I need time. Sorry.
Me too.
They're right, Jade.
They both look to me, hoping I can think of something to break the deadlock. Well, we'll lose some power. But we have a lot of power crystals right now, and it'll all be good in the long run. They need time to sharpen their knives. This could really help us.
Jade, I think we should accept.
Polly, no. No, we can't.
It would mean having someone inside MK, collecting information.
And what if they catch on? We'll lose everything in an instant. Think about the Prescients.
She stops, looking more exhausted than ever.
Polly.
I know what this means to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked your plan in the first place.
It all comes down to trust. You've got to trust me, Jade. Please.
Sorry to butt in, but what's your plan exactly?
I think it's time to fill them in. We want the end of MK. Isn't this the best way to put it? Oh, it froze a little. Justice. We want justice. Or people need a common ground, like that time I convinced Truth to scold Chaos. This is so cute, but no, we want the end of MK. I smile at Yana. My role here is to say what everyone's already thinking.
We need to topple MK. We need to make sure they can't get back up. We need to bury them.
Jade and Nora agree. And I can see that Yana isn't entirely against the idea, even if they do work for MK.
It's not a wall or a tower, though. It's a tree. Its roots are spread across the whole island, inside and out.
We need something radical, or this will all be for nothing.
Cut off its head and 5 more will grow. Someone will take the fall, another daddy's boy will be promoted, and we'll be back to square one.
There's a brief silence. Yana's dampening her energy quickly.
We just need to be thorough. Steady hand on the tiller.
Thorough.
We hear you. But slow and steady isn't going to win the race this time. We're on a timer.
You aren't the first to try to take MK down, you know? I've seen a whole bunch of grassroots movements come and go with nothing to show for their work but their own shattered lives.
This time, it's different. We're different. We have Reverie and the aspirations.
I know, it's just... It takes a toll, you know? Waiting for change, but always being stood up.
It's my first trip back here in 5 years, and I barely recognize the place. Barely recognize the people. Everything's so quiet. Everybody's muted.
I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it through Jade's work. I've seen it everywhere. I hope Yana can believe that we'll see this through.
And you're right. We have to do something.
Yes, we have to do something. Alright. Oh, that cut that off completely. Broadcast Jade's investigation. No, let Yana spread the word. These people won't be able to deny the truth now. Okay. We're agreed. Yana will spread the word of MK's misdeeds. On the inside, even. I trust them.
A glorious feeling, is it not?
It is.
Breathe it in. Enjoy the sensation.
I wish I could, but we have more pressing matters to attend to.
Jade, I believe in Yana. I know they can make a difference. Would you consider accepting their help?
I want to make sure Jade's on board. After all, it's her investigation. Jade smiles. A bit forced, but a smile nonetheless.
If you trust them, so do I.
Good. You won't regret it.
So, what's your role in the plan, exactly?
Yana's face lights up, just enough for me to guess what they're about to say next.
The less you know, the better. From now on, let's keep things on a need-to-know basis.
A quick look at the time.
You better get out of here. I'll stay behind to keep an eye on these drones.
You two go ahead. I need a moment with Yana. I'll meet you at the skate park, alright?
Nora and Jade exchange a smile. Yana and I watch them leave without saying a word.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I need to speak my mind, put my feelings into words, but...
You're taking risks for us. You don't have to.
I'm an adult, Polly. I can make my own decisions.
If you get into any kind of trouble, come to us. Please.
Is there room at the Naiads?
I smile. It's hard not to imagine it. Yana walking around the pool, having coffee in the kitchen with everyone, happy faces all around.
For you. Always. We'll find a place for you.
We stay there for a moment, savoring the moment together. It's corny, I know. But it feels good.
You should get back to your friends. I'll be on my way soon.
After a moment's hesitation, I leave Yana behind. As I walk up the stairs, I force myself to not turn back. I think I've been corny enough for one day. I walk back through Alma. Jade and Nora are nowhere to be found. They should already be at the skate park. Then, in the crowd, I spy Truth, standing there, waiting for me, their face even more sullen than usual.
Hey, what's going on?
Your presence is needed in Reverie.
What's going on with their face?
At once, Harmony.
Uh-oh. The aspirations are worried about chaos. Ooh. I'm back in Reverie. For a moment, the place feels more real than my own life. I can't put my finger on why, but there's a new sense of connection here, of belonging. Then I see the aspirations. They're standing in a circle around the heart.
What's the matter?
Chaos. Chaos is the matter. They won't accept your choices.
Ooh. I like this music. I still got the music kind of quiet, but when it's good, it's good. Ooh.
Look, I'm not out for blood, you know.
Whatever's going on in Brittle, you're about to ruin it for us.
In Brittle? What are you doing, Chaos? Are we working together or not?
You're missing the point, Harmony.
And you're acting like an irresponsible fool.
Their face is back to normal, that's good.
Everyone, calm down.
Oh dear, this has all gotten very boring very quickly. Look, I get it. Being decisive is hard, right? But it's okay. I'm going to be decisive for you.
Power steps towards chaos. What happens when aspirations fight?
Easy there, big boy. You'll see what I'm up to soon enough. You all will. Bye-bye for now.
Chaos vanishes. All around me, the aspirations disappear one by one. I'm left completely alone. No matter what's next, we're getting somewhere now. Here we are. I feel like I've done everything in my power to push us closer to our goal. Weakening MK, freeing Glory, healing Reverie, and securing Brittle's future. The gears are turning, our plans already set in motion. The choices I've made ripple out around me, each shaping what's to come. I think I made the right decisions. I chose as best I could, at least. All that's left to do is wait and see what happens. End of chapter. Oh. We're almost there. Okay. We are almost to this one. We have to make sure not to... I mean, if we unlock both of them, it's no big deal, but we need to make sure that we cooperate. Ooh, it's getting interesting. Alright. I'm feeling really into this game. I think I might record another episode right now, but I gotta check this recording and make sure it's all good, so... yeah, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Harmony, the Fall of Reverie.